Hi, everyone.
And welcome to the podcast.
I like the new greeting.
Hey.
Geeks are wired.
Yay.
You started it. Now you have to do the intro, Anthony. That's the rules.
Hello, welcome to Geeks Are Wired.
Where we talk about...
Here is it. Let me point it to you. There you go.
Video games, movies, TV, comic books, technology, and TLDR, the Internet of Things, or as Bill likes to call it, the Internet of Smart Things? Is that what you were saying?
I think I said that last week.
Yeah.
Or smart things or smart stuff.
All right, that's an intro for you.
The Internet of Smart Things.
I'm not done yet. Oh yeah, if you would like to contact us or
Oh, you could do that one too.
send us whatever you want, really. You could email us at geeksarewired@gmail.com or call us at 801-896-4335. And that spells geek if you're looking at an old phone. And we also have a Patreon where you can get the podcast early.
And chat with us on Discord.
And chat with us on Discord if you so choose. That part's optional. We are kind of a crazy lot.
Well,
Bill, you should clip that out and use that for every episode. I think that's the first time we've recorded this and nothing went wrong.
well, he still hasn't introduced everybody.
Oh, okay. Hi, I'm the temporary introduction host, Anthony.
Hi.
And then we have Bill.
Hi.
And Theodore.
I'm sorry. It's pronounced the odor E.
The odor E, okay. And Anna.
Hello.
There's your introductions.
Oh,
Bill.
You forgot somebody.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, I was looking around the room. We have someone who's not physically present, but still here. He arguably does the best part of the show. We have Alex.
Hi.
You
so
may
I
have
said
still
with
forgotten.
that first part, snip that and use it. The second part, I feel like there's an interloper in Anthony's perfect introduction, Bill.
Yeah.
You remember how on The Price is Right, there was who's the guy that they always showed for the first 5 seconds, and he would just give the introduction and be like, and here's your host, Bob Barker, and you'd never see the guy again.
Okay, well, also night. Yeah.
What was the guy's name?
Nobody knows.
Anthony could be that guy. He could just collect $6,000 an episode and just show up and just walk us in.
Hey, Bill, where's my payment?
Yeah.
No.
Well, we need more Patreons.
Oh.
We need more patrons.
Now Anthony wants $6,000. Way to go.
I think he probably gets paid more than that. Let me look it up so we know how much pay Anthony.
Small loan of $6,000.
Just $6,000. All right. I will give you $6,000 sometime in the future.
I'll hold you to that.
And it may not be in one lump sum.
Still
And it
hold
may
you
not
to
just
it.
be in cash. Maybe of a cash value products.
No,
Look,
okay, that's less exciting.
There's $10.
You
and
said it
50
was
cents.
free. You said it was free.
It was free for
Okay,
us.
wait. That was free. 50 cents.
That's
For
not
those
even-
of you at
that's not even
home-
a full can.
For those of you at home who can't
It's only
see
7.5 fluid ounces.
the things to which
It's a
Bill is
A
pointing,
tiny, cute little Dr. Pepper can.
Bill fed us dinner and gave Anthony a soda. Only Anthony got a soda, though, so I think it's fair
'Cause
that
I
he gets
asked.
charged $6
I
for it.
asked.
Yes, you are an ass.
$6,000. Done.
Most expensive Dr. Pepper ever.
It's the cutest, most expensive Dr. Pepper ever. Still disgusting.
So I can't find out how much he is paid, but the guy's name is Rod Roddy. And interesting fact about Rod Roddy, in September 11th, 2001, Roddy was diagnosed with colon cancer. So we not only lost, we actually lost 3,001 people that day.
Oh.
Yep. So
Well, he was only diagnosed. He didn't pass that day.
but he died anyway. So it just died over a few months.
Sad.
Indeed.
Thanks for bringing me down, Alex.
None of us knew his name, so I mean, I don't know if did that bring you down that much? I don't know if we can get in today's episode if that brought you down that far.
I honestly don't even
Now-
know what you're talking about, so that's okay.
Now I'm
The Price is
sad.
Right guy.
I know.
Yeah,
I didn't
Bill,
watch that much.
I know your
Price is
host,
Right.
Bob
announcer.
Parker. And come on down.
I know it's the host.
No,
I've never-
announcer, not the host.
The bouncer?
Announcer.
Announcer.
Yeah, they showed his face on camera for like 5 seconds, and then he just said a couple of things, and that was his entire job.
Sounds like a good job.
He didn't have to move either. He was basically like America's first podcaster.
He was on House of Mouse? Huh. All right, well.
We should
It's a good
title this
segment.
episode Roddy's colon cancer.
Oh.
Actually, that should just be my new Steam name. That'd be really funny in Counter-Strike.
Oh, there you go.
Like Goku's cancer scare.
Oh, yeah, that one.
What is your Steam name currently?
My current Steam name is password123@hotmail.com. I had a
Nice.
better one earlier that should stuck to. It was Breaking Bad fanfic with Goku. And I've never been able to top that one, so I should have stuck with the old classics.
Good old classics.
Okay. I want out of the spotlight now.
What do you mean? You just take it. Take the spotlight. You hold the spotlight.
Yeah,
He
you
doesn't
held
want
that,
it.
Anthony. You,
All right.
you did the perfect intro.
Here we go. Westworld.
Wrong list.
Dang it.
If you want to talk about Westworld, you can, but
I don't
have
know
to admit,
anything about it, so yeah.
it kind of lost me. I heard it has a good recovery, though I'm thinking to do like what Joe and Jordan talked about last season, and now just wait till the very end and then just watch it all.
Binge.
It's probably going to be much more entertaining that way.
So I want the second list.
Yes.
Okay, my bad. My bad.
Well, we already did talk about that one.
We talked about the Patreon
So you can pick
page.
anything from this list.
Oh, hey. Did you... Hey, Bill.
Hey,
Did you hear
Anthony.
that Microsoft has reportedly acquired GitHub? What?
It's another thing for them to destroy.
Insert
Hey.
foghorn here.
They haven't destroyed Minecraft yet.
You're right. How's Skype treating you?
I don't know. I quit using it once we got on FlowDoc. I kind of miss Skype, though, some days.
Well,
At
my
least it
favorite
worked. Well,
my
no, it
favorite
didn't.
part was that Skype for Business was actually worse than the free Skype.
Right?
Like there was no reason to go to Skype for Business.
They replaced it with Teams. Teams isn't actually that bad.
The fact that you have to say it's not that bad means it's that bad.
Hey, we only used it the one time, and then people weren't using it anymore.
On a scale of 1 to 10, it's at least a positive or a -1, which is better than the -12 that the other stuff is. So it's
Yeah,
not that bad.
I think that's definitely the outlier for Microsoft trying to monetize things, make things profitable, because they said, oh, Bing, it makes a profit. What search engine turns a profit these days? Microsoft turned Skype, something that was profitable, into something unprofitable by trying to monetize it. So they made it somehow worse if you paid the money.
But Google has also run into the same problems with they had their voice and video chat, which they ripped into their personal one and then their business one.
They keep taking good things and then just like ruining them,
Yeah, I
or
think
they'll
when
just
you,
like turn them off.
when you've got an app that does the thing you like, and then someone like glues it onto another account and tries to integrate the functionality clumsily, I think that kind of takes away what we like about it.
It's not just that. Like Google will have something for about 3 or 4 years, and then they just discontinue it in favor of something else, where they split it apart. Like they had an app that did voice and video, i.e., Hangouts, and it had SMS integration, and then they split it into two. And now the new thing I don't think even has SMS integration anymore. That, and they did turn Hangouts into the business side of it things.
I don't know, there was a lot of change. And they kept changing things.
Yeah, I haven't been following it for a while, so that was the last I knew of it.
So there was one other thing that Google had done that was kind of weird, but apparently they backed out of it, was they decided to do a military contract with the Pentagon.
Huh.
That was Google.
Yeah, it's Google.
Yeah,
Sorry,
and
back on
they
Google.
just backed out because all their developers were quitting because they're like,
Did they actually back out?
I
Yes,
believe
they did.
so. Yeah,
Yes,
I
Oh,
actually
nice.
it was. That was 4 days ago. And when you say all their developers, we're talking 12 total.
Yeah.
All that was is 12 people went.
Is that
Okay,
actually,
but
is that
the right
actually
12
the official
people.
number?
Yeah, true. What?
Is that like actually the official number? Because I thought
Yes.
it was like I thought the letter was like way higher than that.
No. It was
Like,
like
there's a letter circulating around the company that devs are like, hey, you remember that "Don't Be Evil" thing? I prefer to not use AI to determine how best to bomb somebody.
Okay, well, there is that. Like, there was a lot of people that are like, okay, I would prefer not to be part of this, but only 12 people did actually quit. And they also did...
I was thinking of the letter. Yeah, I don't know how many like actually quit, but yeah, I thought the letter was like pretty expansive.
And that's the thing about technology is these people have been working on this. AI will eventually be used for, military and all this, finding who gets bombed and who doesn't and stuff like that, which really sucks. Because, when they split the atom, they didn't think it was going to be used for the nuclear bomb. They just were using for science.
Yeah, but I mean, we've got like a history on our side. We can say, hey, science didn't know that the splitting the atom was going to be used in a nuclear bomb. And we can refer back to that as we're cooking up AI that can feasibly used to make up like neurotoxins that are more effective at killing humans.
And
so
I think that's quite...
we can refer back to history and decide, hey, maybe we should pump the brakes a bit if we happen to be researching something that we have found a civilian application for, and we prefer not to be used to kill anybody.
Okay, but what about Google's Assistant?
Yeah, Google Assistant kills people.
No. It's not used for...
I don't think you can say, okay, Google, go kill Johnny.
No, but you could
No,
say...
but you could get a hitman. You could order a hitman.
You can ask...
That would be really
Google...
funny if Alexa had that functionality and then just like, and then it like actually like sent like a... like it set up a sting operation at your house
to take out your Google Assistants.
I'm telling you, you get Google Assistant to pay them out of your accounts. You got plausible deniability there, buddy. So go to town. But I didn't tell it to do that. It was malfunctioning. I love my mom.
What if the new Google Assistant is just like they use Amazon's Mechanical Turk? So just someone getting paid like a nickel to like do your request to get like a haircut set up.
They do say they do sound quite human.
They do.
Weren't we discussing, or was that this weekend, that the things that people say that the Google can't figure out, it just sends to the Philippines for a person to like figure it out?
I haven't heard of that.
I hadn't either. I think it was the nerds I was hanging out with. So I wasn't on the podcast last week because I was hanging out with nerds from San Francisco.
Yeah, it was just me and Bill all alone.
And I think they were saying that they seemed to be implying that that's what was happening. That like, if Google couldn't figure out what you were trying to tell it, it would just send the clip to like a call center somewhere. And the people at the call center would figure it out and send it, like type it up and send it on its way.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if that eventually is like that's the final destination for like escalate stuff in AI. That's what Mechanical Turk is, and we've had that since like I think Amazon started like about the mid-aughties. So
I don't even know what that is.
It's exactly what you described. It's just a thing you can sign up for Uber style with Amazon, and they call it the API Mechanical Turk. You do stuff with like identifying shapes, or you can and like when the people sign up for it, they just sit in front of a web browser and it's like, what color is this thing? Find all the rectangles. It's basically the like they're just doing CAPTCHA for a job, but it pays like I don't know, like a nickel or something every time you do it. It's one of those alternatives to donating plasma if you're really hard up for cash. I
really need to rethink my life choices. Like I spent all that time getting a degree, but I can find.
You just like from sun up to sundown do Mechanical Turk. Well,
yeah, I mean, depending on how much it pays, I bet I could make a similar amount per day.
It's pretty bad. It's not good.
Yeah, but it's easy to determine shapes when you're on meth.
You're not really finding anything on your.
Yeah, I gotta wonder if you just like sat there and just clicked the first option every single time, or just like hit the letter A and hit enter just for everything that comes up. At what point would they fire you?
You're the worst Turk ever. Worst or best? I'm basically a random key generator.
That's the problem about random.
We kind of skipped ahead here, or I kind of want to skip back to Microsoft picking up GitHub.
Yeah.
On Twitter, there was maybe like a couple of weeks ago, I saw this thread that somebody circulated about a project they developed that basically handled packages in JavaScript. in a very intelligent way. I'm trying to remember the name of it. I'll see if I can look it up, and I'll probably shout it out later, just out of context.
Coworker was saying something about that actually.
So yeah, it probably circulated outside Twitter too. But there's this developer that said, "Hey, I developed this. I authored this open source project that's very good at managing JavaScript dependencies." Microsoft announced something like a few weeks later after I put the first version public, and I thought I was really surprised that they made something that did exactly what I did. And then I looked at like their GitHub commit, and it was shockingly similar to mine to the point that all the code matched, including method names, all the contents of each of the methods. And he actually, I can't remember if he directly talked to the developers of Microsoft or what, but after he made some noise about it, there was another follow-up commit from Microsoft that just obfuscated method names and then slightly changed the architecture of the package.
Jeez.
And Microsoft, like that team that developed that, at no point like ever acknowledged that this other project existed or like even gave him attribution. And it wasn't like the guy was looking for money or like a handout from Microsoft. It was just they took his thing and then called it their own, and then included it like with their suite of just basically like, here's your stack for developing web applications. Developers go nuts on it. So Microsoft taking charge of GitHub is really spooky for anybody that's got private repositories on there that they're trying to keep safe. Because there's any proprietary code in there, all of a sudden Microsoft has the keys to it. So I can definitely see why people are nervous about it.
Repository called NuGet or something. Not repository, but package manager.
I don't think so. It starts with an L. Like it has like a picture of a Hydra, like a multi-headed dragon as the art for it. I'll see if I can track it down, and then, like I said, shout out of context.
But no,
out of context shout outs are the best.
I brought up a concern on something similar. Like, even if they don't do that, like, they don't go searching through private repositories or, like, yeah, so they're competitors that a lot of them have code in GitHub right now. And if they ever develop something similar, like feature-wise, there's going to be just accusations flying everywhere, I think. Even if they didn't actually look at the code. So.
Lerna. I guess that's sort of in context. Lerna is the name of the application, or I'm going to go with application.
And this isn't the Microsoft one, or
no? That's the name of the original open source one. I don't know what the Microsoft one is.
The one there's one for NPM, I think, or no, I don't know if maybe it's not NuGet. I don't know.
Anyway, it's kind of annoying because Microsoft is. This is a little bit of a crank theory on my part, but I think Microsoft is realized that there's no point in trying to like get market share of clients anymore because so many services are now decentralized. Their objective is to just frack the IT brain trust and try to insert themselves every place along the way, every like single step along the way, so they can start like charging tolls to go through them. It's the most logical thing for a service-based ecosystem in information technology, because you can't charge people up front, but you can charge the developers that make the thing and make it their problem. Microsoft take over GitHub is kind of gross, so I hope everybody pulls all their private repos out and then just posts junk up there.
Everybody to GitLab.
So what's the difference between GitLab and GitHub?
They're different.
Or just Git?
It's just different owners. It uses Git, but GitHub doesn't own Git. They just use it.
Yeah, Git's just an open source project. It's Linus Torvalds SCM, or source control management for the listeners at home. It's a way that people can manage their code base in a way that has like a paper trail and has a little protection from losing it.
So GitHub is just a place where people can put Git projects, and store it, and that's what Microsoft has taken control of, or is
they haven't
buying.
taken control of Git. They've just taken control of the.
So the source control software is still distinct.
Oh, absolutely. That's like there's I don't know if there's like a foundation that heads Git. It's under the purview of Linus Torvalds, though, so I'm going to guess that until that guy croaks, things are going to be fine with using Git for source control.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So Git Labs is a completely distinct company.
Yeah, it's an open.
Yeah, I think
source.
all these guys they're basically just providing like online hosting for people that have projects that they want to commit to some Git repo.
It's the same way that how Fabricator could theoretically host like a Git repository. They can actually host one, not just link to one. Like, because with SVN, which is another version, like it's not Git, but it's another source control. It can't host an SVN, but it can link to one, whereas it could actually host a Git repository. So,
interesting.
yeah. But yeah.
I actually can't find anything on Git's site about like if there's like an organization that like leads them, because generally like a big enough open source project has like a foundation or some other not-for-profit that acts as like their
benevolent
liaison
overlord,
Or they have like sponsors or something, or
yeah. And I mean, generally needs somebody to like cash the checks, and I'm not finding anything on Git's website, so I'll probably shout that out of context if I find anything too. But anyway, for listeners at home, Microsoft is trying to make a move for circa late 90s, early 2000s dominance of the market. So be really careful about Microsoft. They're not good people, it turns out.
Well,
unless you're a Microsoft employee or from HR and you're looking to give me a job, Microsoft's great. There's nothing wrong with Microsoft.
So, Microsoft started by stealing DOS. So,
what's the second one?
There's some Pirates of Silicon Valley stuff we're dropping here.
Well, it depends on whether how they stole DOS, whether it was already somewhere else.
What's that second icon?
I
don't know what it is. I've seen it before.
Well, it'll be in the show.
Yeah.
Or the actual I'm probably going to use it as the...
Well, Hotmail's still a thing, and they took control of that.
I thought they owned that the entire time.
No, they did not.
Yeah, they bought that out, I think about mid-aughties or so.
And I had heard that one of the agreements, I don't know if this is true or not, but I'd heard that one of the agreements when they purchased it is that it had to continue to run on Linux servers for a certain amount of time, which I just thought was hilarious and didn't care if it was true or not. It was funny. So,
yeah, I think Microsoft is they've sort of pivoted in a way. Like they're definitely not pro open source in any meaningful way, but they're at least in terms of their willingness to use Linux as a product, they've completely pivoted on that. Which I guess is sort of progress, but it's kind of gross the way they treat open source in general.
Their new CEO is more pro open source than any of the others. I was reading an article.
Yeah, they have
probably try to find
SQL servers that will actually run on Linux now, so that's something.
But because they've realized that there's not as much money in the OS as there was before, and the real cash cow is somewhere else. They make more money off of subscriptions to Studio and support for that sort of thing than they do off of Windows these days.
Yeah, that kind of goes along. That kind of adds fuel to my internal crank theory. The Microsoft is just trying to frack their way across the IT landscape, so you can't get past them without paying them a tax.
Right. It makes sense. Being a gatekeeper is a great way to get your.
It's definitely logical. It's gross, and we shouldn't support that behavior. But it's if you're definitely Microsoft, you've got that. That's what you're going to do.
But also, Nintendo and Google have done the same things with many companies. Sometimes that's what you want is to be purchased by.
I don't think Nintendo's a good example there. But I'll give you Google, but
okay. Well, no, I guess they've been setting.
Yeah, Nintendo just kind of they're here's a wacky thing that has two screens on it, or here's a thing that the controllers come off. Yeah, Nintendo's this weird. They're basically if they're an RPG character, they put everything into their luck stat. And it's just paid off every single time because there's no reason that they should have any success doing anything. Like all their innovations are just are insane. Like not insane in terms of like it's brilliant art. In terms of this shouldn't work, but it does for some reason.
I don't know. One could argue the Wii U wasn't super successful luck-wise.
That was their critical fail roll. That's what happened there with their Nintendo's RPG character.
So they didn't roll a 1, but they rolled like a 5 or something, is what you're saying, or like a 2.
I'm gonna say they rolled a 1, a straight up 1.
I don't know. I think 1 would be like, well, maybe you're right.
Well, one's critical fail. I mean, what rules are you talking about? I'm going way outside my realm of experience. I know nothing about tabletop.
Yes, you are correct.
Well,
Yeah.
1 is just like the worst, not necessarily the worst possible thing happened, but
it is a
depends on the
critical
DM.
fail.
I know.
It depends on the system.
It all depends on the system.
That's
That's if you're on a D20.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah, there's whether like hard rolls or something that's the inverse that you have to get like within a certain percentage to get something. So like a 1's always good for the hard rolls.
It's called golf.
Well, no, I mean there's some that like you just add your roll to your base stat, and if you get within a certain range, you succeed in the thing, and so sometimes you just can't fail because you're just so good at that one thing. So, yeah, a 1's not always a bad. I mean,
depending on the game.
Yeah, the way I've played it is usually if you just roll a 1 on a D20, that's it. It doesn't matter what your bonus is.
See, but 1s are incredibly common, so
yeah, you have a 1 in 20 chance.
I don't. They were hardly ever rolled whenever.
Yeah, on an attack roll, sure, but like on a saving throw, sometimes you didn't even bother rolling because a 1 was meaningless. It meant you succeeded, and it,
I did have a thief that was pretty, OP on some of that stuff. It's like, I'm just rolling the dice just to be courteous. We all know I'm going to do whatever I want. When I go, crazy and my party has to, it takes like 3 tries just to pin me to the ground. My party of like 6 additional people. That was a great game. I missed the Wheel of Time role-playing game.
Good days.
So yeah, it will be their 210th company they have acquired.
Whew.
They've been buying a lot.
Yeah, it's
Good
like
times.
210.
Indeed. So, I think we've talked this to death, probably.
What?
Yeah, I think we probably put the Git to bed.
Okay. Actually, also with Nintendo, they did start off as a card company.
Yeah, in like 1800s, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think 1899 was.
They've been around for a while. 1889.
89. Okay.
Oh, so close, Alex.
10 years off.
I would have just blown it on Final Jeopardy. They don't give you half points on that.
Right or wrong, just
Lost it all.
That's why I like math, because if you can show your work.
partial
Yeah,
credit.
partial
You get
credit, buddy.
man.
I passed math because of partial credit.
That's why
I know how to get here, but I stopped studying after that point.
they were down with Git.
Okay, what are we talking about now?
Let's talk about game consoles. Well, we were just on game consoles. We can do it
Hey,
anyways.
it's a good segue.
And Microsoft discounts the Xbox One X for its E3 week sale.
Yes.
So is it discounted right now?
No, E3 is not happening.
E3's in like 3 or 6 days.
In 6 days? It goes down a whopping $50.
Hey, that's a lot for a console that's kind of new.
No, $250 for a terabyte.
Well, yeah, but no, that's how much it costs. Because isn't normally like...
So no,
300?
that's the Xbox One S, not X.
What's
The Xbox
difference?
One X is $550. The S is basically like the Xbox One Pro.
Actually, all the Xbox One models are dropping $50.
I know. I'm just
Yeah.
saying the he was saying a terabyte that was only 250. It's not the X though. It's the S. The X I think can do 4K games or something like that.
4K video, yes.
We got
S or X?
And they're what?
The S can do 4K video, I think, but the X I think can actually potentially play 4K games.
Oh, yes.
I might be wrong on that.
Yeah, you're right. And also, which the S actually is 4K, where the regular Xbox One has that possibility of like moving, taking 1080 up to 4K.
So
They can upscale.
here's the thing. The games on these consoles that I actually want to play, graphics aren't really the reason that you're playing them. They a lot of them use like the really 8-bit style pixelated graphics, and so I don't care if it will play on a 4K. Like, I wouldn't mind having good video, but sometimes I can't even tell the difference between HD and DVD qualities. Like a Blu-ray, I don't know if it's actually an HD or just...
Or if you just have if your TV's just doing good upscaling or something.
Yeah, because like I'll look at it and be like, oh, okay, so this is 480, but it looks fine.
I don't know. I can usually tell the difference.
You'd play an SNES on a 4K TV, right?
And we have.
Yeah. Just that small SNES hookup.
This stuff doesn't scale up well.
Depends.
Yeah.
No, the little SNES that they just released.
Oh, that,
Yeah.
I thought you were talking an original SNES.
Yeah, we're fine.
The composite stuff doesn't scale up very well. It's too noisy.
So Ted, it's in a few days. It is. It's in a few days from the day we release the podcast to everyone else.
So?
The 12th.
Stop your complaining.
12th.
12th.
June.
June 12th.
June 12th.
2024.
What day?
June 12th.
Okay.
2024.
2024.
Yeah, that's when
That's
this
not in a few
podcast is
days.
releasing.
We got quite the backlog.
Yeah. We're future-proofing this.
We're
episode.
about to hit the time crisis. That's a thing, right?
What is this? Time Twisters?
That's a video game.
I've been watching too
There's
much
a
Doctor
game.
Who on Twitch, so time just goes round and round.
Round and round and round.
It's just a wibbly wobbly time.
Timey-wimey.
Wrong Doctor. I've been watching the first one. Because
Oh.
he knows.
He knows?
He knows.
He knows.
And also, what's the other fun one that everyone keeps on going with? We made it. London, 1965.
We did it!
Yep. And if you watch Twitch at all for Doctor Who, it's their commercial in between the episodes.
Oh, is it?
And so everyone's like, London, 1965. We made it, chat room.
Oh, the chat room's actually enabled on that?
Yes.
That's awesome. As you can tell, I haven't watched it.
It's been entertaining. It's been on for a week. And it's worthwhile to watch. We didn't talk about this last week. Because there's prizes.
Ooh.
You win a prize. Every week they're giving away a prize. It's not too big.
The Enterprise?
No.
No, wrong TV show.
Wrong. Not the Enterprise, just the prize.
You just win a prize.
A prize.
A prize.
So if you there's weekly prizes, and then there's the prize to
I know you
for a
really
trip
wanted
for
that starship,
two
Ted.
Now I want ice cream.
to London Comic-Con.
Explain. Don't explain that. We're good.
Sorry, Bill. We kind of went off topic here.
London
'cause
Comic-Con.
London Comic-Con.
All right.
And E3.
Are they going to have to change the name of that, or is it put on by the same people as San Diego?
Well, that lawsuit was technically only against Salt Lake, which has not. But they still have FanX, but their website's still the.
They
Lake
changed their
Comic-Con.
name. And there was some drama recently, or an issue with some sexual harassment charges. Did you hear about that, Bill?
I did not. With
So
who? With
FanX.
Sandy- Oh,
I don't remember the I don't think they they didn't really release the names of the people who were involved, but someone had come out and said that one of the male invitees, the people who were invited, had harassed one of the female invitees in some form, and then they ended up kicking her out instead of him, and then she got like a third person who said something about it ended up getting doxxed and got all sorts of death threats and responded in kind. So Yeah, there was a lot of drama with FanX, and I think a lot of people are kind of not wanting to go to the Salt Lake Comic-Con or FanX. It's the same thing, right? FanX and Salt Lake Comic-Con?
Yes.
Yeah, so I think a lot of people are not wanting to have much to do with it at the current moment.
Mm-hmm. There's quite a bit of stuff. Well, that's a good reason to go to Snake River Fandom Con.
Yeah,
It's more fun.
I don't know if more fun would be it, but less rapey
Yeah, true.
might
true.
be a better way to
That is.
Well,
yeah, okay.
you kind of ruined that. You jinxed it. Maybe.
No,
Probably not.
It's safe.
It's safe?
It's safe.
All right.
Not the other safe, but our safe.
No, it's safe. That's safe. People aren't going to know what we're talking about.
I know. It's inside jokes. That's the best
All
part
right.
about podcasts.
Hey, our one Patreon subscriber will know what we're
he
talking
will
about.
know.
Yes.
Or they will know.
A shout out to you,
Here.
subscriber.
He or she
Hats off
or
to you.
it or
They.
they
So we stick with
will
they.
know.
It's neutral.
I know. I didn't do anything.
Hats off to you,
Hats off to
subscriber.
you.
You're paying my wage this podcast.
Patronage. It helps with the show.
Yes.
Helps support all that backlog of. See, what are we in 2024? So we're
Yes.
like, 15, 20 years? No, 15 years down the road? 15 years of this.
15 year 2024?
Isn't it 2024? See it. We're at 6.
We're in 2018.
That's 6 years from
That's
now.
6 years from now. Not 15.
22 years.
So speaking of bad behavior, someone recently got fired for their middle of the night tweets. Pretty quickly, too. We're talking, of course, about everybody's favorite TV show star, Roseanne.
It's the largest broadcast show. Most popular broadcast show on TV.
The original?
No, this one, the new one.
The current one. Oh, it's the current most famous.
Highest
Most-
number of viewers
Yeah.
for a broadcast show.
I can see it because, back in the day it was more of a liberal thing, but where Roseanne's a Trump supporter in the show and in real life, it really has like a broad appeal for people that are more liberal and the people who are more Trump minded.
Kind of like Last Man Standing almost, but less funny.
I don't know. I haven't watched it in the new season, or the reboot, because I don't know. It just didn't really. I mean, I just said it appealed to liberals like me, but it kind of doesn't. So
There's her sister is fairly liberal in the show, also known as Sheldon's mom in Big Bang Theory.
oh, Roseanne's sister.
Yeah, Roseanne's sister.
Gotcha. Sorry, I was looking at a picture and it looked like the one lady from Scrubs is on it too.
Yeah, that's
The
Becky.
old sister.
That's the first sister. Before they
Is
changed
that
her.
actually her? Or is
That
it
is
just
actually her.
just a new
Before
person?
they changed her to the other one. I think
Is it the
that
first one or the second
one.
one?
That's the first one. And then I don't even have pictures up on this website of it. But there was the first sister, and then they changed her to that one.
She
older.
has tattoos.
I know. Don't mess with her.
That's weird. So yeah. Anyways, so yeah, I it wasn't clear to me whether Roseanne itself was going to be kicked off the air, because they just talked about renewing it for season 2, or if they were just firing Roseanne, which it would be weird to have Roseanne without Roseanne.
Yeah.
Well, then that's the other stuff. Is apparently
That would have been like very meta funny though, because like didn't it originally end with like Dan having a heart attack or something?
Yes.
Well, he had a heart
he
attack
died.
and survived, and then
No.
spoiler alert, the last episode says no, he actually died, and all this other stuff was just a fantasy.
Ah.
Yeah, that's I didn't really give a long spoiler alert. Sorry about that. But yeah, no, the way I'd heard it is that
It's a show from way long time ago.
yeah, I know. Is that Dan had a heart attack, was in the hospital, and then they left that out like a whatever, and then he ended up surviving and they won the lottery and like all sorts of crap happened, and then it turns out that none of that happened, and
Who shot JR?
he was dead, so he's back again. You just can't kill that man.
And they made fun of it, going like, "How what type of show just kills his main character?" Bad for the show. But yeah, so they're talking about bringing it back because if they cancel it, they might end up having to pay out Rosanne, depending on how the contract was. It's unsure whether they can just like cancel it because of her, being bad. And it is ABC, so which means we're talking Disney.
Yeah. Well, and who was it? Wanda Sykes, I believe, writes for the show or produces or something. I don't know. She had something to do with it, but as soon as like she'd seen the tweet, whatever, she had tweeted that she was just out. A lot of stuff happens on Twitter, and I just every time I log into Twitter, I get a new tweet from Trump, and I don't even follow Trump. He just like pays to have people see his tweets, and I get irritated.
Does he actually promote them?
He has to, because I see his tweets and I don't follow him.
They aren't just like retweets from people.
No. It says like, here's a tweet.
Because I've never seen like a promoted tweet from him. It's always because like a promoted tweet's just like they'll show up.
Probably just because a lot of people are retweeting it.
I don't really follow anybody on Twitter.
I know, but
I just talked about.
I'm not saying that you're getting it from one of your followers.
I have like 3 tweets. One about how sharing is caring, and we should learn a lot from those 2 girls in that one cup that they had, like that. And then all of a sudden, I started getting Trump tweets, and I know I didn't follow him.
What were the bears you had on there? Oh, related videos. Oh, that show.
Good old Brother Bear.
Brother Bear.
I was trying to see.
Join us this week as we read the IMDb page for Roseanne Barr.
Well, I was trying to find out what you said Wanda Sykes wrote for Roseanne.
Or what she did for Roseanne.
Yeah. I have no clue what she did for.
I don't know.
She's a producer.
A producer. Yeah, that makes sense. But yeah, she had tweeted that she was done. She's out.
All on Twitter.
Mm-hmm. Well, a lot of stuff goes down on Twitter. It's kind of crazy. Like, careers are made and destroyed on a daily basis, I would say.
Not enough. Have you guys heard of a newsletter called Beta? It came from it was originally part of this website, beta.co.uk. Is spelled B3TA. It's kind of a artifact of like pre-Webput 1.0 days of funny stuff being in mailing lists. You guys heard of that?
Isn't that Beta?
I've never heard of it.
They pronounce it Beta because it's a British newsletter.
Huh.
Anyway, the guy who's like the I guess like the editor of that newsletter, they recently relaunched it. Definitely go check it out if you've never heard of it before. It's actually a really funny newsletter, and if you want something in your inbox that isn't just like receipts from Amazon, it's a good thing to sign up for.
When's the last time they updated this website?
Probably like a million years. I think it's like still like plain text. I mean, the newsletters are still plain text, but that's broken.
So
wow, that's just barf on that page.
Well, I think
anyway, I'll give you the guy's Twitter handle because that's probably what we want to follow anyway. The guy's name is Rob Manuel, and he posted something after the fallout of Roseanne's tweets that Twitter is a fruit machine, as in a slot machine, that if you win, you get thousands of useless retweets and likes, and if you lose your job.
No, but if you win, you get to be president.
I don't know. I don't think he got there off of just like grievances on Twitter. I think it's like the cable news appearances that did it for him. Because I mean, the Twitter followers, I don't think that's like what got him to the White House.
I don't know, because
to do with
honestly,
television.
like he would tweet something and then the news people were talking about it. It's like he got so much free press just because he tweeted like a madman, just crazy stuff, right?
I mean, there wasn't like a single cause for like what got him like a positive attention from a particular base, but. Yeah, in general, I mean, it's like social media is just kind of like there's so few opportunities for it to like provide anybody any value, and that has this like other issue that you can completely like ruin your life if you do it wrong. Which is not to say that, I mean, Rosanne sucks. I'm glad her show's canceled. And it's cool that Last Man Standing got canceled too, and I think both are funny. But not the shows, that they both got canceled. But yeah, social media is kind of useless. And we're all going to like it. I hope at some point we'll all realize that, hey, maybe we shouldn't be posting everything online because this could come back to bite me.
So I take the stance that I make
anyway,
everything
out of context, sharing that guy's Twitter handle. It's Rob Manuel, ROBMANUEL. That's his at. Check him out on Twitter and then look up his newsletter. And don't go to that website I gave you because I think that's probably a broken website. But you can sign up for the newsletter.
No, he named off a different one. This is the b3ta.com. That's the good website.
Oh.
Yeah, there we go. Good job, Bill. I just pulled it up.
So what I was saying is that I treat social media, I post everything that I post as public, and that reminds me that even if I think that it's private, it's not.
Well, I think Rosanne did too. So,
well, yeah, I mean that's true. Like I think she likes to blame it. She blamed it on Ambien, which led to her just filling my social media up with memes about how anything racist you say, you can just blame it on Ambien now. But
blame it on the Ambien.
Yeah, but yeah. But I think that you just really have to be cognizant about the fact that if you post anything online, literally anybody can end up reading it, and so you got to realize.
I actually had a coworker fired because he was speaking poorly of his boss on Facebook and not posting publicly. It was a friend of a friend. One of his coworkers read him out.
That was me. I did that.
I don't think you did, because this happened before we knew each other, Ted.
Oh well, whatever. Psst. Fine. Steal my thunder, rude.
Yep, just gonna trample all over that. Was that a joke? I can go with joke.
Yeah. It wasn't a good joke, but it was a joke.
Anyway, be careful what you post. It could go poorly. Unless you're Roseanne, then just post away. I want to see if you can get more like double canceled. She did get double canceled. Hulu took all of her stuff off.
Yeah,
like all the old episodes.
Wow.
So she did get double canceled.
But that was one tweet. That was all from the original.
She just retcons like all of her knowledge about like there's a Mandela effect with Roseanne, like none of us ever thought existed. It was just always called Dan. And like she just posed herself out of reality.
Everything just gets rebranded as Dan.
Do you know that Dan and Dan got divorced at the end of Dan? Man, that was a weird episode. And it was a fantasy, a dantasy.
A dandy.
Quite dandy.
And they just, yeah.
I think we broke its head.
They just go through and just crop Dan on top of Roseanne. Don't even change the voice.
That would be a really good prank if ABC and Hulu, because they've got all the IP for that, they could just go back and retroactively like erase Roseanne from all episodes of Roseanne, just replace with Dan.
That would be something.
Don't even say anything about it. Just do it. Right?
Just be like, we don't know what you're talking about. Roseanne who? Tom Arnold's ex-wife? Tom Arnold, he's only been married to like whoever he's currently married to. That's not Roseanne for sure.
Tom Arnold was on this show. Yeah. His wife.
Actually, we could say Tom Arnold could just say he was married to John Goodman. So there you go. Like it would be the perfect like Berenstain Bears effect that we would just assume that this person Roseanne Barr has never existed because she has posted herself out of reality.
That would, instead of having all the controversies of a woman kissing a woman on the show that they had, it would be a man married to a man. Then,
I mean, it's John Goodman. I think even like '90s America could accept that.
Yeah, I think so.
He was too good for this world.
If he was married to himself, then like no one would have questioned it.
Yeah.
He's just walking around the house. He's like, "Damn it, me!"
The weird part is going to be like when he bends over to kiss himself on the chest.
I don't remember those parts.
Well, Roseanne's like a full head shorter than Dan.
No.
Right,
Oh,
so
I
if they
see,
kissed,
yeah.
he'd have to like...
Okay.
Okay.
You're ruining it, man.
It's been a while since I have seen that show.
You just saw a picture of it.
It's the same thing, right? Seeing a
Oh my
picture of
gosh.
things.
Practically the same.
Oh, man. I might just learn how to do video editing so that I can go do that.
It's not hard.
No, remember, you can have a computer do that for you now.
Yeah.
There's technology to insert people.
Oh,
Just hire the Google Assistant to do it for you.
There you go.
There we go.
Have the machines do it.
Okay, Google, replace Roseanne with Dan on everything. Thank you. Pretty soon there'll just be a Chrome plugin that just replaces Dan's face with anywhere you see Roseanne. It'll just be John Goodman. And anytime her name is used, it's just John Goodman.
And it's not like clean. It's more like the black
It's very
Right.
abrupt.
bar,
Right, yeah.
kind of vaguely over it.
There's like whiteout, but not like good whiteout, like the crappy one in the little roll that always bunches up in places. And then John Goodman written in Sharpie over top of it.
And occasionally you forget to do the whiteout. You just put John Goodman over
Right over
the
top
name.
of it.
So you can't really read
Red
it at
over
all.
black or something.
Yeah.
Oh, goodness.
Would you also have bad dubbing of like the mouth and
Mm-mm.
what they're saying? That would be even better.
I'd probably make it into a classic in reality.
I kind of want someone to do this now.
Hey guys, I fixed Roseanne.
No, you fixed it. You fixed Dan.
Oh, yeah, we fixed Dan.
No wonder Dan's in the new season, because he didn't really actually have a heart attack.
He was there alive the whole time.
Aha!
Yeah, we could just say that there were two Dans. One, the Dan had a heart attack, so now it's just a single Dan trying to raise his family.
There we go.
Just a single Dan, alone in this world, raising 3 smart aleck kids.
Hey, ABC, call us. We can help you write the new episodes since Wanda Sykes is out, and we have an idea that doesn't include Roseanne. So,
But we can write them.
I thought they'd already made the reboot of Roseanne and just called it Big Bang Theory.
There was a
you're not wrong.
They just need Dan. Was John Goodman in Big Bang and all?
I don't know. I would be surprised if he did walk on. That's like one of the shows that has like the Simpsons problem that literally anything that can be conceived of in this universe has happened on that show. So it's
they
very
basically
likely.
had everybody from Roseanne on Big Bang.
I think there was even an episode with Roseanne. I mean Dan.
There you go. Nope, I can't find him on Big Bang.
You know,
Sorry.
if you just hit Control F.
Control F and go. Nope. Just got told nope.
That's too bad. It's a really weird, like, growing up and just seeing like your heroes fall like one after the another. Like, it's
definitely never
it's
meet your
disconcerting.
heroes.
Oh my gosh. Well, I mean, at least never take a drink from your heroes.
Oof.
Sorry, that was a Cosby reference.
Oh, no. I didn't get that one. Until now.
My bad. Don't read your heroes' tweets.
Well, that tweet's not around anymore, is it?
Which one?
I think she deleted
I'm
it
pretty
shortly
sure she
afterwards.
deleted it.
Yeah. So
I mean,
now
it still exists on
So
the
now
internet,
there's no proof of why she got fired.
So Roseanne was not on Big Bang.
but
Was
at
she
all.
not? Oh.
No, she was not.
Never.
Never at all.
Huh.
But Dan was.
The more you know.
No, neither of the parents were.
Neither of the
No.
parents.
No Dan.
Oh, Dan. Yeah, let's wrap things up.
All right.
Famous last words. Yes, famous last words. Alex.
Damn it, damn. We'll transposing of letters there.
Ted.
Dan.
Anna?
We should make a show called Dan for sure. That would be funny.
Dan.
Oh, Dan. I don't know.